So you have some strawberries that have runners, and I'm going to show you how you can make a simple little container to hold the runner plant, and a little bit of hold down thing to go in here to hold the plant down until it gets roots. So it's a very simple thing, and the reason I use these is once the runner plant has roots, we can snip off the runner and then plant this right in the ground, and it does not disturb the roots of the new plant. If you don't use these, then normally you would have to put them in a pot, then you're pulling the roots and the plant out of the pot, and then there's some shock. So this way there's absolutely no shock, and after a while these will break down and they'll give compost to your garden or in your strawberry spot. So to make these, and what this is the top of a bottle, so a bottle cap, a galvanized nail so they don't rust, and of course the tubes for toilet paper. So I start with, I cut up probably 3/4 of an inch, 5 or 6 times around, and what that's for, I'll bend them under, and what that's for is when I put dirt in, the dirt will not come out the bottom. So in there is where I'll fill the dirt. So, and then I usually take my scissors and I'll cut a little slot here, and that's for the runner to go in, and sometimes the runners keep on growing, and if it does, it'll go there. So again, once the runner is in here, this little slot here and the cap will go for the runner. It'll push down and that holds the plant in. So to make this little thing, we'll take our knife and we'll just cut it in half. And I'm just cutting it in half. So you see that's basically half. Doesn't have to be perfect. Cut it across. Then we have to poke. Whoops. Just better make the slot for the runner first. This is for the runner to fit in. Nothing has to be perfect. Just the spot for the runner to fit in. I could use the scissors or my knife to cut this off, but I thought maybe it would just break right off. I'm just going to use the scissors, so when I poke a hole to put the nail in, or use the knife, and I'll just be careful here, of course. And I didn't quite get it through, but hopefully it'll work. Oh, I'm going to have to make the hole again. There, that should work this time. I guess I should have had my Wheaties this morning. There it goes. So we put that in there, and that's all there is. It's all made. So I'm going to show you in a sec. I'll get the dirt, I'll put in there. I'm just using just regular soil, nothing special, not the composty, not fertilized, just regular soil. That's all it needs for these to root up. So I'll come back in a second. I'll show you putting some dirt in, and then I'm going to show you how to use these in the garden with your strawberry plants. So I'll be right back. My strawberry patch, and the first thing I'm going to do is, like I said, I'm just going to put dirt in these, and we'll do them up until about where the crack is, maybe even a little bit more. Then I'm going to set it here in my water, and that's just so it can suck up some water so it's not really dry when I put them in the ground. And we'll do a second one. Again, fill it up to that slot that I made. Take out this piece of wood. A little bit more maybe. And I'll leave that in there for a moment. I'm just going to lay that aside. So the two that I'm going to use is this one here, is just barely starting, and this one is just barely starting. So I'll take this, now that it's been soaking, I'll dig a hole in my wood chips, and by doing this, that'll help keep the moisture around it. I'm not going to do any special watering, because when I water my strawberries, it will water this too. So then I'll take this, I'll put it in. I'm going to add a little bit more dirt because I want the dirt up high enough that it's actually touching the runner. So again, there's the runner. Now I take my special little thing that I make, and you could use a piece of wood, nail, or a staple, anything to use, but I find I can reuse these over and over again, and the little slot I made in back fits so nicely like that. I could just hold it right there, and it holds it nice and tight down. So then we'll take my second one, and I'm going to put it on this guy here and do the same thing. I'm going to dig a hole, put it in, wrap my wood chips and stuff around, add a bit more dirt. Now sometimes, anybody that's been around strawberries, you'll know what I'm talking about. Sometimes you'll have one starting here, but also one there. It'll keep on growing. If you had two, you could put one like this and then another one at the end. But for now, this is only one. So again, I'll take my little slot there that you can see. This is it partly into the dirt. Put it in, push it down tight, and it will not move. So I'll take some water, put that on top, and because I'm using these toilet paper tubes, they actually hold a bit of the water in here too. So I'm just going to make sure they get a good drink. The dirt's good and wet. And being that I water my plants every couple days, they will have watering every couple days. And then hopefully in time we'll get nice looking strawberries like this. Big bushy plants. These are all came from cuttings. And I'll show you a couple of the cuttings that I've done down here a little bit. There's one I did yesterday, and here's one I did 3 or 4 days ago, and you can see already that this thing is about 4 feet high, so that has grown great. So it'll take 2 to 3 weeks. I'll probably leave them in there a good month, and then when it's time, I'll cut off the runner right about here, dig a hole in my new spot for my next strawberry plant, and I'll just bury it, and it'll just keep on growing. It won't even know that I dug it up or anything. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and give me the big thumbs up.